Hey, what's up, guys? I guess it's the first time in a long time I'm reacting to the Art of Gacha Wars Part 2, but this time in YouTube directly rather than having to download the video. I'm gonna try use my data to stream this and see how it goes. It's class time, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, teacher.
Hey guys. So this is going to be, due to popular demand, our
Yes, sir.
second installment of the Art of Gacha War. As you can
Thank you,
see
teacher.
right here. The Art of Gacha War 2.0. And the category of today's lesson is
You should be toxic, man. Being toxic is fun.
going to be exposing an expert. So without further ado, we're just gonna jump straight into our lecture today. Before we do proceed, kindly remember to submit your assignments where you have applied your techniques taught yesterday by latest 6 p.m. On my desk. Otherwise, I will be punishing you to getting a bailu in your next temple.
Okay, sir. I will bring it in.
On our previous episode, where we essentially discussed
Look at saintontas already. What is that face, man?
the Art of Gacha War,
That face is priceless.
going through the 5 common tactics that Gacha warriors will
Look at him, bro. Man is in disbelief, utter disbelief.
employ to effectively turn the tide of argument into their favor. Now, unfortunately, Mr. Saintontas has taken grave offense to my Art of Gacha War.
I can't watch this in the straight face. Oh my god.
And he essentially turned it into a 1 hour 20-minute crash out video on my 20-minute short little 5 gacha war skit, when I mentioned his name a grand total of 0 times.
Yeah, I know. Like, you weren't talking about him at all. I don't know why he took offense to it. Why would he took offense to it?
I showed his face twice. One at the start, for example, and the second one where he called me a grifting rat. So I'm not sure.
I mean, those are just happy little accident, man. It was just an accident. It was not like you intended to do it.
If it's
Surely you weren't talking about saintontas.
self-reporting or if it's like his guilty conscience, but he has
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's continue.
decided to fully dive into why Gacha War is not a proper lecture and why Professor Pokke does not deserve to be publishing these kind of content. So
I think Professor Pokke has a lot of years of experience dealing with these kind of content creators to know exactly what these tactics are. These tactics were handcrafted by Tectome himself back in the village when he gathered all of argument knowledge and put it together and cultivate it and then pass it on to saintontas, the rightful now current owner of it. It's just that saintontas is just too dumb when he used the power, so he always get made a fool of by everybody on the internet.
So, with that context being established, I will give Mr. Saintontas exactly what he wants. Because one of his main arguments was he thinks that I made that video specifically about him.
No, he didn't. Like, I know Mr. Pokke for years. Professor Pokke would never ever slander somebody as a content creator ever. Like Mr. Pokke was the neutral content creator that he is, was just making it for educational purposes only.
I didn't show a single clip of his content. Now, why is that, class?
To be fair, do we need to? We don't need to.
Does anyone know the answer? Let's see.
Because we don't need to.
Ah, yes, Xiaoming right there. What do you say? What do you say? Oh, because you weren't aiming at him. Oh. Okay, so if Xiaoming can get it, I don't really understand how that would be a very difficult concept to grasp. But if he really just...
I can't wait to react to the two videos that he's mentioning because it's gonna be very fun to watch, and I think you're gonna really enjoy it.
wants me to provide context and clips and receipts specifically from his own channel
Who is
because he wants to
saintontas?
self-report as a gacha warrior, then by all means, I will oblige.
Saintontas is like level 99 gacha warrior.
So let's jump in to our next topic of the advanced gacha war strategy, a new concept today, class, where I...
Wait. Poisoning the well. Negative, irrelevant information about a person is presented to a knowledge before. The only people who can believe what he's saying are literal retarded children. Look at his channel and thumbnail appealing to retarded children. You know what this reminds me of? I was saying Tota spin Zome attacking Glaive for using AI into Zome being racist for attacking Glaive because he didn't know that he was Indonesian and can't speak English and therefore has to use AI.
will label this the poisoning the well. A negative, irrelevant information about a person is presented to an audience before they speak. For this particular strategy, it essentially will deal a DOT 670% multiplier damage for 2 turns. Effectively, when you employ this strategy for your battlefield, it is very nice because damage over time
Sorry, pause the video. I have to sneeze. Okay, we go back.
will prevent your enemies from knowing even what hit them. You can just poison the well, and before they even know it, the argument has already fell apart. So a classic example from Mr. Saintontas is gonna be seen from this right here. And I quote, "The only people who can believe what he says are literally, I'm not even sure, can I say the word, editor?
You're a tin ice buddy. I'll fucking throw you out before shit the saint does." No.
You know, I'll just leave it up here. So that's gonna be that. Blah, 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 children. Look at his channel and thumbnail appealing to blah, 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 children, right? And so here is the context for this clip right here.
That's rough. And the only people that could believe whatever's being peddled over here are literally retarded children. But then you take a look at Mr. Pokke's channel, right? You take a look at his thumbnail.
You know, if he used the clown audio, that I would have died right here, right now, if he used the clown audio.
And he kind of is appealing to retarded children. Yeah, like the thumbnail designer, like look at this. Like he's really going for that Genshin rated G audience right there with that one. You already know.
God forbid. Like, Tectone does the exact same thing. Like, bro.
Thank you, Zendones. So this is a perfect demonstration of our DOT strategy, poison the well. If you have any questions with regards to its similarities compared to, let's just say, for example, our previous lesson of at homie Eminem. At Eminem, the difference is poison the well is a preemptive attack. It is attack that is not used intentionally during the course of battle, but it was planted before the battle even begins. Right? So that is a key difference, which Mr. Saintontas has clearly illustrated here as one
Write that down, class. Write that down.
of my top students in the art of gacha war, right? So now we're gonna be moving on into the next additional strategy, and that is gonna be my proof. So
User specified male, female. Yeah, you do have 4% of 13-year-olds, so I guess it is children.
Mr. Saintontas, here are my audience demographics for YouTube in the past. I think it was like I don't know how many days. As you can see over here,
If I were saintontas, what I would be saying right now is saying that the children are lying about their age.
4.2% of my audience is under the age of 18. For 33.6% of my audience is from 18 to 24, and 44.8% of my audience is 25 to 34. In fact, I literally have more people that are 45 to 54 years old than there are for 30.
Because they have brains. If I probably look at saintontas, it's like a bunch of 13 to 17-year-olds. Because the reason why people follow mr.pokke that are off age is because their brains are functioning. Like, this area would likely be where it is for people, content creators like Tectone and saintontas, because you have to be that kind of stupid in order to follow saintontas and his logical fallacies.
13 to 17 years old. So here are my receipts to essentially disprove this effective DOT attack. If you can kind of think of this as like a cleanse, right? Like if she was not
Oh my god, what is this? HSR class, man? Come on, man. You play way too much HSR.
completely useless, cleansing the well that was poisoned by showing proof of why that is not the case. So let's move on into one of my personal favorites, the ad hominem 2.0, guys.
Oh shit, the anniversary. Are we gonna get the free 5-star with this anniversary? When race or nationality is used to discredit an opponent. Oh my god, bro. I literally talk about it. It's fucking so all over again.
So this is an additional idolon upgraded to the previous lessons at hominem. I strongly encourage you guys to not use this before you mastered the previous attack, right? So for
What
this
did I
audio
tell you
piece,
guys?
when
What did
a
I tell you
race
guys?
or nationalities is used to discredit an opponent, a
Finally, I can tell you guys that I didn't watch this video before, and because like when I have the video on the offsite, it's hard for me to prove that this is clearly not watched.
abusive ad hominem will gain an additional damage of 24%. So here are his audiences, right? We have a Mr.Pokke. What
mr.pokke is also Chinese blood.
language is this guy speaking? Absolute cringe lord. Blah 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 blah. Stop talking so fast, Mr.Pokke.
And that's the next thing. So Tectone and saintontas audience, they always come in with insults every single time. Like, they never attack the argument that you're saying. They always attack like you as a person.
Mr.Pokke is too pretty.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Dev English. Damn. His Enfield arguments are as incoherent as his accent. Singaporean insurance salesman. Why is this Singaporean clown glazed Enfield so hard? Can bro speak like a normal person? Like, how can people even look up at his vids? He needs the
Thank you for making me
hypergraph
remember
part
that
of it.
video
Okay,
that I
for
need to make.
Pookie Town over here, he's still stuck at our previous E0 ad hominem attack because he hasn't mastered racial advantage yet, so he didn't get a 24% additional damage buff because we're still at the corporate shield level. Pogi, you are also Chinese blood. that Singaporean clown doesn't have the guts to address Saint directly. Clown emoji, clown emoji, clown emoji, clown emoji, clown emoji, clown emoji.
I think that's what pisses saintontas off so much, because he didn't mention him directly. It pisses him off so much. I can't wait to watch those videos.
So here are basically not saintontas, right? By the way, this is not saintontas. It is just an example of the audience that he has built up for the past couple of months. But this is actually saintontas. So here is it. What we have here today is a classic Hoyo show take from a favorite guy. Oh.
I know. Why did you blur his face? You're a toxic motherfucker, mr.Pokke.
Oh, he's trying to be me. Oh, okay, then I'll pretend to be Mr. Pokke then, right? He's pretending to be me. I'll react like Mr. Pokke to this piece. Oh my god, what is he doing over here? Oh, he's pretending to be saintontas. Oh my god.
Mr. Choki. And I'm going to explain why Arknight's Enfield has the worst gacha in history that will leave with
No, Arknight's Enfield is the best gacha in history. I'm getting my entire community to donate to the Pokke Corp. Yes, sirree, the Pokke Corp is going to be spending thousands of dollars day one. We're going to get Yvonne, we're going to get Gilberta, and of course, Leviathan. Yeah, the Pokke Corp is going to do everything.
and being taken on the right.
How is this the guy that's against racism? I don't get it. Like, this guy was so against Zome doing a racism. And man is literally out here doing racism live in front of everybody, and nobody's calling him out for it. Okay, racism. It's even somebody even said racism reveal. Oh my god. How do people not see this?
Thank you, saintontas. So here is a extremely effective way of applying the ad hominem 2.0 strategy for the additional 24% damage, because what is done over here is technically not classified as explicit racism. You can always sweep it under the rug as we are simply doing impression. He is trying to pretend to be me.
Impression is a form of racism. If I am to squint my eyes at an Asian person, that is racism. His impression is also a form of racism. If I were to go to like a Mexican and if I were to go to Indian and say and start talking like an Indian and start making fun or making any stereotypical jokes at an Indian person, then that would be racism. And to preference this, I have a lot of Indian friends, so don't attack me for that. I have a lot of Indian friends.
Even though when I did this entire segment, first of all, I never once mentioned his name. Second of all, I just spoke as how I always speak, as per normal, as always. So very, very good illustration over here with a little bit of that sneak tangy. And now jumping into our third clause, a brand new strategy called the false cause, claiming
I've
that
never seen that one.
because one thing happened, it caused a specific result, when the mechanism is actually unrelated.
So, it's claiming that because one thing happened, it caused a specific result, when the mechanism is actually unrelated. I would tell them not to play the game where you can lose $200 and get nothing back. Yeah, I will tell people to not play the game where your risk of losing things is way higher than every other game for no reason, which is why I tell people not to play Enfield. I don't understand, sir. Can you explain it for me? Like, this is
So here
a
is
little
what Mr.
complicated.
Saintontas has actually said, and I quote, I would tell them to not play the game where you can lose 200.
That's why I didn't fucking understand it. It was Tectone that said it. Saintontas that said it. Fuck. No wonder why. That shouldn't make any sense. Break it down for me, teacher, please.
And get nothing back. Yeah, I would tell people to not play the game where your risk of losing things is way higher than every other game for no reason, which is why I tell people not to play Enfield.
I have a specific video that I need to remember that I should be making right after this video. And yeah, I'll make sure you guys know it by having mr.Pokke's video in the background while I make it, because it's very important. And it has to do with why these Wooderware CCs are blatantly attacking Enfield right now. It's very, very important. I need to write it down so I remember it right as I finish this shit.
So let's take a peek over here.
I'll tell them not to play the game where you can lose up to $200 and get nothing back. Yeah, I will tell people to not play the game where your risk of losing things is way higher than every other game for no reason. Which is why I tell people not to play Enfield.
Yep. So a very, very effective strategy, because
All right,
what
it's done.
this actually employs is that it will create a scenario in people's heads that if you were to spend money in Anvil, if you were to spend $200 in Anvil, you could risk getting nothing, guys. Because God forbid if you put 100 times on a single gacha banner and you didn't hit a 120 spark, all those 100 pulls gone. Just like Huan Huan's relevance. So a exceptional example that I can say so myself. We can now go ahead and move on into the next argument, and there is gonna be something very, very classy, right? I will try my best to pronounce this. The argumentum ad nauseam. Yep, I think I got
Bro,
it.
I'm not. Are you making this shit up? Make a claim seem true just by saying it repeatedly, hoping people will eventually accept it as fact. I've seen this. I've seen this. Yeah, he does do that.
Right. The argumentum ad nauseam, where you make a claim seem true just by saying it repeatedly, hoping people will eventually accept it as fact due to familiarity and not evidence. So the example I illustrated over here is actually really, really high level strategies with its saintontas quick swapping special, because this is the exact same sentiment that was shown on the previous slide over here, right? This is the exact same sentiment. But notice how the underlined sentences, the words, they have shifted. Because he combined two different fallacies into one, based on our very first lesson, where we can employ the quick swapping technology between
Ooh, what the? Jesus Christ! Did I launch a Hoyo game? What the hell?
two different fallacy attacks, right? So on the exact same note, you just need to repeat the thing over and over again to apply the argumentum ad nauseam. I will tell people to not play the game. Yeah, I'll tell people to not play the game, which is why I tell people to not play Anfield. Now, we
It's a brainwashing tactic. Oh my god! That's all makes sense now.
also have an additional upgrade to argumentum ad nauseam, where you do gain an 18% rest penetration when you combine this with the
This has to be fake, man.
false clause. Because what is even more effective than repeating something over and over and over again, guys?
Repeating it over and over and over again.
Exactly, Xiaoming. You repeat something that is inherently false over and over and over again. So the more you repeat it, even if it is false, more people will believe it. So here is an example here. This just leads me to believe that Pokke is, okay, I can't say that right. Pokke is, his entire editing tape is, because if you weren't, all right, so let's take a look at Mr. Top Student saintontas right here.
Leads me to believe that Pokke's retarded and his entire editing team is retarded.
What?
Because if you weren't retarded, you'd be able to identify there's a literal fallacy in this video and you wouldn't have published it.
Says the man with the fallacies.
But the entire squad is like averaging room temperature IQ in Antarctica.
Bro, they always talk about room temperature IQ. Show me your IQ test, bro. Mine is 127. It's just so bad that I can't find the image. If I can find it, I'll post it right away. I just can't find it. I think I posted on my... Wait, I have to check. Let me check in the meantime. I'm confident that I posted one time in the past, man. But Jesus Christ, they always talk about how IQ and IQ that, and they are the dumbest content creators, period.
Thank you, saintontas. So you can see how this clause over here can be really, really effective, because as long as you say anything repeatedly, it will just add value, add weight, and add strength to your argument, and this will become even more of a baseline. Additionally, with the 18% rest pen, when the statement that you want to make is either false or combine this with any of the previous arguments, such as ad hominem, right? So there's gonna be our fourth argument right here.
He's pretending to be you, calling him broke. No, I think you're... Okay, waifu acquire. I legitimately think you need to... You're low IQ at this point.
This is a additional bonus.
Just stop. Just move on. It's you're wrong.
Because you can call your own viewers the same sentiments, so they can relate with your points even better. Because some might say the best teacher nowadays is not one that yaps. It is one with
nice
experience
there.
to allow his entire
I don't
classroom
see it
to
there.
feel that
Goddamn.
very same experience he is gonna employ against the enemies. Which is why calling your viewers low IQ, because he can clearly tell, okay, I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a context for this clip right here. So essentially, at the very end of our video, I did this skit where I combined all of the gacha strategies, and I basically called myself homeless because, you know, HSR 4.0 is gonna be the worst patch, and guess what? I'm the HSR content creator. So if HSR 4.0 is gonna be the worst patch and it's gonna EOS, and
It's
I am a
immediately
HSR content creator,
homeless.
I'm gonna be homeless. But somehow, saintontas, in his infinite wisdom, has managed to turn this narrative as to I am calling him homeless.
What?
And when his viewers can actually see that he's not really making sense, simply call them low IQ. Alright, it is a very, very effective. Oh, and also, bro managed to get 1,000 subs off of this.
That is wild work. That is some like all might, like all for one type of of writing in order to set a trap in the past for Saint Tontas to fumble over it and make an example of him in the future. That's some demon timing.
This reaction because he was offended that I dare call him homeless when my channel is falling off. When
Let me tell you something. In real life, you see, if you say something, all right, let me give you a real life example. Like when I used to work for other people, I used to work at a, it's like a shipping area of the company where we take stock in and then we send it out to different stores and stuff like that. And we had this employee that really hated me for no reason because I'm smaller than him. And one of the female workers there said, like, why do you keep your place so nasty? Is that the same way you do your home? And he got so offended about it. And why you think he got offended about it? Because it's likely true. Like, if Saint Tontas is getting so offended about mr.pokke calling him homeless, it may be because Saint Tontas is not living in his own house. So when something hits home, it hits hard.
I am the one begging for my orders. So he promptly got 1,000 gifted subs in the currency of 1,700 US dollars from his oiler because he somehow managed to emotionally change the topic from me calling myself homeless in a harmless skit to me assaulting our great leader, Saintontas. Exceptional crit solving technology. And now we're gonna come to my final point.
Yes. The Saint
The
Tontas.
saintontas.
Oh my god. Like somebody put it in the dictionary. There are no winners in war except for the arms dealers. Pretend to be an expert in a topic he is not. That's true. I've seen it do it plenty of time in Honkai Star Rail, with Zenith Zone Zero, with Genshin Impact, constantly. Argue in the worst fate possible. It depends if he's talking about Hoyo games or any games that's not Wooden Waves. Present it with absolute confidence. Yes, he always do that. And he always do that head up and down thing like he's sucking dick. It's always funny seeing him do it. Have full E6 S5 mastery 7 in all fallacies. He does. He does have mastery in all of them. He's just very stupid with using it. If they don't respond, farm something else. I'm not sure about that because I see Maggie didn't respond to him and he still constantly farmed her. So it depends. It depends if he feel like he has the advantage. If he doesn't have the advantage, if he goes up against a content creator like Kali the Yapper or Foxo or Loki Gacha, EO, anybody that really knows how to articulate themselves, or me, he will just not argue on their topic. He will just find something to complain about in the video and dip. If they respond, farm the same thing again. Yes, absolutely.
where we essentially combine everything into a single massive point. Because there are no winners in war, but only the arms dealer. So here's how you can employ the saintontas approach, right? Pretend to be an expert in a topic that he is not. Argue in the worst faith possible, present it with absolute confidence, having full E6 S5 Mastery 7 in all fallacies, and once you can nail down these first 4 points, you really have nailed these first 4 points, and only when you have this, then you proceed into the next 2 steps. So if they don't respond,
You know, this is it's worse that it's actually true. Like all of this four right here is exactly what saintontas do. Like, let's use the recent incident, Art Knight's Enfield. Pretend to be an expert in a topic he's not, which is Art Knight's Enfield, the gacha system. He made a lot of mistakes on that and purposely leave out a lot of important details. Argue in the worst way possible, he did that. Present it with absolute confidence, he did that. He did this too. It's true.
farm something else. But if they do respond, farm that same thing again, right? So an exceptional showcase, extremely effective. So here,
Paid off is because you said shit as wild as this. That's really it. It's like nobody reads this statement from you and doesn't think you're fucking.
See? Pity carry forward itself actually changes nothing. It's just a psychological hook to get you thinking building pity is beneficial when statistically you will still take an extra same amount number of pull. You just need to ration your premium currency income between banners. But we all know self-control and gacha gamblers don't mix. Absolutely correct.
Paid off, bro. How does somebody think you aren't paid off if this is what you've decided to write defending the company?
Negative edge. Oh my god, bro. You absolutely love you. This is the most. This is the first time I've ever said negative edge and not laugh. Like, negative edge was so beautiful. Kara canceled. Zero cycle showcase.
And you're writing literal fucking paragraphs about it. Everything is telling you it's wrong. But you're the one guy
I got age restricted for a video making for a negative edge.
going ahead trying to pretend it's right. And you're using the most illogical, not factual, not real arguments ever to prove all of those points.
yep, so this is a 0 cycle showcase done with a 48 cost fallacy quick stop negative edge current cancel done by literally my rank 1 top student Mr. Saintontas himself, where he essentially combined everything on top of his own argumentative takes to destroy his enemy, Mr. Chogi, Mr. Brogi, and Mr. Hypergreater. Very, very good. So here is exactly what happened over here. The reason why people say you're paid off. If you guys remember our previous lesson, the classic strawman, right? So what you're saying is, oh, so this is, oh, so basically your point. Very, very good. Nobody reads this statement from you and doesn't think you are not paid off. This is an additional approach where he's appealing to the masses. Now, I didn't teach you guys in.
What masses? His appeal is into his retarded audience. Like, anybody with a brain can figure out what he's doing and are literally tired of it.
In today's class, maybe we'll say for out of all 3. Okay, I'm just kidding. I think this should be my last one. But this is basically called the appeal. It's actually something along the lines of, as long as something is popular, even you yourself can convince the other party that they are in the wrong. Because nobody ever says this. Nobody. Except for you. You are the odd one out. So if you are the odd one out, 1 against 10,000, that will naturally make you more effort. How does somebody think you're not paid off if this is what you're writing, defending the company, which is basically another way of saying this exact same line, which is gonna be the double sword bet with our question number 4, which logically I can't pronounce that, so we're just gonna
Is saintontas AI? Have we thought about that?
skip that. Everything is telling you is wrong, but you're the only guy going
I don't believe so. AI can't be that stupid.
ahead and trying to pretend that it's right. and you're using the most illogical, not factual, not real arguments to ever prove all of those points. And chat, class, the point that I made was basically building pity changes nothing. Yep, that is what triggered his nuclear response. I said building pity changes nothing. So here, right?
Mr.Pokke's out here trying to frame the situation as Saint is just hating the game because it's not Woo-Wah.
That's true.
Saint, or this is the image that Pokke's trying to present right now, and all you need to do is look at the thumbnail of this video, and this is how I'll let you know how much misinfo is being done. He's basically insinuating that it's gacha communities that are attacking the game versus people simply attacking the gacha system, irrelevant of whatever community they're from.
Fam, I haven't seen any Genshin Impact CCs attacking Arna Enfields. And I'll make the video right after this because it's very important as to why who was CCs, why is saintontas attacking Arknight's Enfield.
Okay, so class, can you spot the saintontas approach that I demonstrated in this quick little clip here?
Sorry, teacher, I wasn't paying attention. I was trying to make a point to my audience. I apologize, but I know that your teaching is always correct.
If you can spot the fallacies, then I think you have definitely learned something from our 2 lessons from yesterday as well as today. I'll leave it up to you guys.
I understand your teaching tech, but I won't be using these to put my point across or argument across because I know what I'm talking about, so I don't need to rely on logical fallacies in order to win an argument. I don't need to.
Oh my gosh, Xiaoming! Exceptional! Thank you, just save us. W Xiaoming, W student. That is very, very good, right? Now we're gonna move on into the next example, another class exercise.
I thought class was over, see. Classic exercise, spots the saintontas approach. Okay, this is a bonus one.
Fair enough.
Now this is gonna be essentially one of the inference from something they call the art of war by Sun Tzu. Now mr.pokke is
most people that aren't intentionally trying to just sound confusing would say Sun Tzu. Yeah, most people that aren't trying to be confusing intentionally would just call him
What's this called again? Shifting the goalposts.
Sun Tzu.
infinite wisdom with a power of Professor Pokke has decided to translate the art of gacha war as a means to combat this phenomenon that we're having for the past couple months, right? I'm sure you guys, by the time you guys watch this video, you have seen a couple of other videos like he's so heavy. He's so heavy. He's so heavy that I called Sun Tzu Bing Fa as Sun Tzu. He's so heavy that he managed to.
I have experiences firsthand with Tectone where because I said that they made mr.pokke skip Casterus and saintontas was able to pull Casterus. Tectone took it upon himself and believed that I'm talking about him and shifting the goalposts. A beautiful tactic.
Shut down my argument by not using his American pronunciation of Sun Tzu. I think for this particular, you can really just see the happiness from his face. So class, what is the saintontas approach over here, guys? What is the saintontas approach over here?
It was goalpost shifting.
Oh, it's
right?
minus 20 and there. Thank you, Xiaoming. Thank you, Xiaoming. Heavy. Yeah, he's so heavy. He's so glad. That's very, very nice. And now we're going to move on into our last class exercise for the saintontas approach. Part of gacha.
You need subtitles? Fair enough.
Oh, wait. Now, this is going to be essentially one of the...
And the fact that Pokke is straight up lying about the fact that pity carry forward is useful, that's why I'm saying he's a corporate shill and he's doing it again. Because I'm combining the insult, the take that he's a corporate bootlicking, grifting rat, with the evidence that he is one. And that's the take.
I don't know what he's using here. I really don't know. I'm guessing he's like attacking the person and not the argument he's making.
That is the take, guys. The take that got him the most amount. It's actually sort of one of the main reasons why we have a 1 hour 20-minute expose video. It's because of the take on video. Where I said building pity basically changes nothing. That's it. All right, that's it. Now, at this point of the video, class, you guys might be wondering, Mr. Professor Pokke,
Yes,
how
sir.
do you go about countering the saintontas approach?
For me, I don't really care if Saint Tontas respond. I just want to be the one to clown on Saint Tontas with every dumb shit he makes. For every time he makes some of the dumbest shit takes ever made, I want to be there to shit on him and rightfully shit on him. I don't care if he respond or not. If he don't respond, it's the better. I just keep farming him, farming him, farming him, farming him. I've made a video about it in the past. Farm Saint Ondas. Like, he's so much easier to farm versus Tectone because at least with Tectone, he knows how to handle situation. Like, Saint Tontas is just not good at debating, period. Like, I've seen Fob shut down Saint Tontas before when he was trying to go after Maggie. Fob does say a one sentence. If you are upset with Maggie's calcs, then you make your own calcs. And it shut him up completely. So
How
yeah.
do you dispel a full
You have to get to realize that you have to stop taking Saint Tontas seriously and realize that Saint Tontas is just doing his job. Saint Tontas is the clown of the gacha community. He's just there for us to laugh at and be entertained by when he says the dumbest shits in the world possible. Like that's what Saint Tontas is.
E6 S548 cause 0 cycle negative current cancel? Like, how can you get yourself out of this predicament? Now, we're not class. Because here is the reverse saintontas. Yep.
Reverse Saint
For
Tontas?
every immovable object comes an unstoppable force. So
What?
essentially, for the reverse saintontas, it is a very, very straightforward argument. So we first examine his argument. His argument lies in pity not carrying over can result in more than $200 of wasted.
You see, this whole thing is beautiful, mr.pokke, but it never works. And why? Because they never listen. It's a beautiful architecture because whenever you present any logical facts or anything like that, what they do is they shift the goalposts. It's the perfect mechanism to just always be in an argument status. They complain about a topic, you present evidence about that topic, they shift the goalposts. You complain about this new topic, they shift the goalposts again. You see? So it's just always never ending situation. Like, look at the perfect example. When Saint Tontas messed up so bad by saying that only Yishuan can clear the miasma shield in Zenithzone Zero, what did he do? Did he say that Eve was wrong? No, he shifted the goalpost to say that only Yishuan can do damage through the miasma shield. You know, he always do this. He always just shift the goalposts. I have to pause because I have to sneeze. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. Let's go.
The boost if the user does not hit pity. And since I also am a Honkai Star Rail player, I have personally benefited from the pity system. And
Really?
now, because of R Knight's Enfield and I am a hyper grifter, Hoyo Korba book, I am now grifting and going against the very same pity system that I have personally benefited from for the past, I think, almost 3 years. Around 1,000 days, because today is 1,000 day anniversary of HSR.
Right.
But unfortunately, he does not understand the meaning of opportunity cost.
Fam, I'm gonna quote Tectone here again. In the great incident of Zenith Zone Zero launch, when everybody was doom posting the hell out of Zenith Zone Zero, including me, including Skull CJ, including Hextruce, Tectone said that, you know, we should give it time first and then we can come to a conclusion. Shouldn't we give Art Knights at least 1 to 2 patch to see how it plays out first? And then we decide that if this gacha system worse or better than a Hoyo or a Wuwa gacha system, I think we should. Like, rightfully, we should do that. Like, we shouldn't be just judging it before it even starts. Like, that's the equivalent of really judging a book by its cover. Like, at least read like 10 pages first, man.
Yep. opportunity cost. It's either that or he wants to intentionally become obtuse to argue from bad faith. Because maybe he knows what's going on, but he
No, he doesn't. Maybe he definitely knows what's going on. He's just arguing from bad take. Let me tell you why I'm sure of it. In the time, and I keep bringing up about this incident. In the time when he was doom posting, that only Yishuan can clear the miasma shield, there's a specific video that he reacted to in a live stream that he saw Koloda and Caesar use their ults on the boss, and it drastically bring down the miasma shield. And you know what he did? He cut that part out in the video and posted it on YouTube. So he's well aware. He's well aware of what he's doing. He's just lying.
doesn't think that his audience might know, right? So how do you confuse the masses with your arguments? Because I don't think Saintontas is very silly. I actually think he's really, really smart, right? So
Okay, so me and mr.pokke think alike. As always.
how do you get yourself in the situation where you get others to believe in your argument, right? So,
Yeah, because I believe Captain Cabinet was one of the people that ran with it, and then she got attacked by Loki Gacha for it because she was like running with what saintontas say. Like, I've learned never to take what saintontas say at face value because there's like some deep level of misinformation or something that is leaving out that probably makes the situation look a lot, is making the situation look worse than it actually is.
so by arguing from bad faith, he can essentially hope that no one ever catches his points. And Art Knight's Enfield Gacha is just one of the countless examples Bro has been doing for the past
10 years.
1 year, probably. The logic falls apart extremely quickly when you look at the opportunity cost of having pity, which is 40 to 60 more pulls for hard pity. Class, it is very, very straightforward. If the day ever comes when Wuthering Waves, HSR, Zenless Zone Zero, Genshin Impact, or any of these gacha games that are using the pity system with their hard pities between 160 to 180, if these games lower their hard pity to 120 pulls, I'll retract my statement. Alright, if that day ever comes, then Art Knight's Enfield Gacha
That will never fucking happen. Never in a million years.
is demonstrably proven to be the worst gacha because the other games have a 120 pity on top of pity carryover. But because he doesn't seem to understand this thing called the opportunity cost, he pretends that having pity is free. It is
What?
free to have a pity built into a gacha game. It costs you $0.99. You're gonna get your SSR in the exact
No. Pity comes at a cost. And especially when you're building pity and you got surprised. It's like having unprotected sex and then having a baby by accident. It's the same thing. We didn't plan for this, but it happened.
same number of pulls as compared to Art Knight's Enfield. So here is a graphical illustration. I spent $5,000 of my last remaining money to cook up for this scrumptious meal right here. Why?
Why didn't you make it in AI like Glib Kiev? Why saintontas is wrong? Context. $100 equal 50 polls. $200 equal 100 polls. $80 equal 40 polls. Save $200 for polls because PD carries forward. Or spend $80 more expensive for hard PD, but PD carry over. Waste 200 of polls because pity do not carry over. $80 less expensive for hard pity, but pity do not carry over. Okay. It's kind of weird. Okay, so it's this and this together, and this and this together. So save 200 pulls because pity carries forward. Waste 200 pulls because pity do not carry forward. Hmm. No, that doesn't make any sense because you're still spending the same 200 pulls. Ah, I see what you're saying here. You're saying that it's literally arguing the same thing. Like no matter how you spend the pulls, you're still pulling. You're still pulling. I see what you're saying.
saintontas argument is wrong over here, right? So for a little bit of context, you guys don't really play the gacha games. $100 is roughly 50 pools, so $200 is roughly 100 pools, and then $80 is roughly 40 pools, right? So this is his logic, right? This is his logic. You either save 200 pools, $200 worth of pools, because PD carries forward, or you waste $200 of pools because PD do not carry forward, right? This is the original argument. And then if you were to frame it this way to his audience, then it's gonna become very clear which option you would pick. The first one, right? Because obviously you want to save $200, right? Who the hell wants to have a pity that goes away? Because you are literally gonna be wasting on the other hand. But the moment you go over here, when you factor in how much more money it actually costs you in a scenario with pity and its hard pity built in, do you want $80 more expensive for hard pity when your pity carries over? Or do you want to save $80 for hard pity, but your pity do not carry over? I think at this point, the answer is extremely, extremely obvious, and it is also extremely telling why saintontas always argues from the bad faith. It is just that no one ever calls him out. Right? It just
No, I do. I call him out, and Saint, you get called up by Kali Yapper, you get called up by Loki Gacha, you get called up by Ryusoke, you get called up by Io, you get called up by Arikata Zodan, you get called up by Steambound X. You get called up by so many content creators, absolutely insane, and rightfully so. And there's a lot that I'm not even mentioning right now that I call him out on his bullshit that he's making. And why is because it's just batshit crazy, the things that he say.
goes on forever and ever and ever, and then like his audience was light it up, and like, oh my god, he's like farming aura, he's farming W's, and like he's always right because he's being so analytical, and he's being objectively neutral. But it literally just takes you 5 seconds to see why his entire argument will instantly collapse when you have someone like Professor Pokke.
Oh my god, not the Era Night dancing meme, bro.
So at this point over here, I've essentially came to the
All right, we're at extra lessons, guys. Let's pay
end of our
attention.
second class in the art of gacha war. Hashtag
God damn it.
exposing and
I was
expert.
paying attention
So
to the trade.
before I end off today's content, I think for the past 9-ish months, you have said a lot of
A little
things
bit of pullback, but it's
about
okay.
myself. Okay, maybe not myself because I'm Professor Pokke, right? You have said a lot of things about mr.pokke, Mr. Chogi, Mr. Hyper Grifter, as well as many other content creators, right? Big and small, right? So I think Professor Pokke is gonna step in and just say one little
thing.
sentence, one little
Okay.
phrase.
Mhm.
You call me brokey because I beg for money and Oilers. You say my views are down, and that's really a bummer. But to beg for housing, you won't catch that from me. See, I got one in Singapore, and the other one in your head. Rent.
No. No. Wait a minute. I have to close out this trade. Give me a second. Fuck it. I won't close the trade. We set and forget. Uh, it's funny as hell, man. Rent free. Saintontas is definitely gonna get pissed off of this.
Free. And with that, we have come to the end of today's Art of Gacha War 2 Exposing an Expert. Thank you guys so much for coming today. Remember to submit your homework, and I will see you guys for the next. Okay, chat. I don't think we're gonna be doing a next installment of Art of Gacha War 3 anymore. But that is pretty much gonna be that. Before I end off this video, yo, holy shit, though. I just wanna have this real talk real quick, right? Real talk.
This has been the best 2 months. First, Zoom absolutely clapped out Glaive Kia for using AI, and now Saintontas is getting clapped up by mr.pokke.
Okay, hold on. Hey guys, Mr. Brogy here, right? Professor Pokke is now gone, right? Professor Pokke doesn't give a fuck, bro, right? So, Mr. Brogy, right? Me in the flesh, real talk, right? So it's saintontas. For about 9 months, I made a video called Goodbye Saintontas. Right?
Yes,
I'm sure you guys
I remember
I
that.
made this
Yeah.
video called Goodbye Saintontas on the 23rd of April.
I think he got banned right after that on Twitch. I remember. It was just the best timing.
2025. And since then, I want to count, by the way. I actually want to count. I have made roughly slightly under 750 videos in a span of roughly 10 months. And streamed pretty much almost every single day. Right? Sometimes I go out with Faisal, sometimes I go out with my family, all that kind of stuff. So that's gonna be that. So I essentially have dedicated my life to making content on gacha games that I'm passionate for, that I enjoy, and I play for the past 10 months. And you can ask any of my viewers when they see my content, when they see my streams, and how the vibes are like. Alright, and I don't need to hide anything, right? So I've never talked about you, mentioned you, engaged in anything remotely even linked to you. But I don't really want you to think that it's because I'm scared of you, right? I don't want you to think it's because I hate spending time on this drama slot when I could be playing my games and having my life. And it's not because I want to uphold my promise.
Yeah, I understand that, bro. Like, today alone, there's so much shit that I have to cover. And I don't think I have time to touch the game, period. I thank God that I finished Genshin Impact story itself, but like, god damn it, man.
Of not relating myself with you, despite you farming, I don't know, I think more than like 10 different videos. I think just this month alone is like, what, 4? There really is just one reason, right? There really just one reason that I don't want anything to do with you. Is because you are the, personally speaking, to me, I can't speak for everyone, but to me, you are the most unlikable type of person, not just a content creator, right? And like as an actual human being, I've ever had the pleasure of meeting in my entire life. Your content is to instigate war. Your content is to ruin the gacha communities, and you cultivate your very own audience to become as insufferable as possible to the others around them. Now, I can't speak for all of your audience, but definitely you play a part. For a lot of these things that have been happening for the past couple of months, you definitely play a part, right? So you normalize bad faith arguments for gacha games in an endless chase for clouds, for view, as well as for content. Now, for myself, I am basically financially secure, right? I spend more money on my mom than on gacha games. Legit, on like a monthly basis. Cause like the way like, okay, I'm not sure how it's done, but I'll give my mom a sort of money every single month to be like 孝顺. So every month this amount of money is literally more than I spend on gacha games. So you don't have to worry about me being broke and all that kind of stuff, because my life is basically chilling, right? My life is legitimately basically chilling. And frankly speaking, I would rather fall off and get 1/10 of the views I have right now than to poison my very own audience and build a community that thrives on hate and negativity, right?
Hey, I understand.
And I've told this to myself like since like start of the year, and like even before the start of the year, is like as long as you're happy, alright, 你开心就好. As long as you're happy, I can go to sleep and I can wake up and I'm like, okay, I'm so happy that I am basically just this random guy from Singapore that I studied for all my life, right? I went to JC, I went to army, I went to uni, for uni for 4 years, and I was gonna go to.
And he asked Saintontas what he accomplished, and he probably can't tell you anything.
Red race, and like if you guys know like how things work over here, is like it's really fucking stressful. And I already escaped the red race. So I am in a position where I can make a living supporting myself, my loved ones, streaming gacha games, streaming League. So I'm already good. At the end of the day, money is money, and ad revenue is ad revenue, which is what I'm assuming you have been doing for a while, right? Because I know deep down, right, you are just like any other human being in society because you want to essentially make it, even if it's at the expense
Oh
of
my
others,
god, goal is so
under the
off so
pretense
bad.
of being objective, of farming W's, of having critical thinking. And you have done it to me, you have done it to other CCs, big, small, whatever it's gonna be, and you kind of always just come out unchecked for like a very, very long time now. Mainly for two reasons. Maybe for the smaller CCs, their voice just cannot combat the amount of audience that you have platformed for the past couple months. Or
Yeah, that's true. It's uphill battle, as always been.
maybe they simply don't bother, right? So at this point, I kind of just think enough is enough. And I used to feel a little bit sorry for you because I cannot imagine living a life where every other day I wake up to start war with everyone around me. Like, it is just not the way that I want to live.
Yeah, it's pathetic, man. I initially didn't want this for my channel either. Like, I was happy making cooling content until he pissed me off with the Honkai Star video. I remember it like it was yesterday because he was literally playing Blade, a single basic attack damage dealer against a buff that requires you to do skill damage. And it pissed me off.
My life, right? So I used to feel sorry for you. But at this point, this sympathy is long gone, right? And I'm low-key a little bit glad this entire Art Knights Enfield gacha, right? This could have been ending, but this specific Art Knights Enfield gacha, it exposed myself. It made myself and others around me, around the gacha community, open their eyes finally to who you really are as a person. I don't actually think you are instigating and you farm views and you farm drama for money. I think you do it because you actually like it. But this is just my opinion, right? It's just my opinion. I think you do it, it's not even because of money. You literally just like doing it for the sake of doing it. You are happy that the communities will fight against one another, and you are probably almost as happy as you calling anyone who disagrees with you a a low IQ, a rat, a grifter, and essentially just bring others down so that you can make yourself
Maggie was in the chat. That's nice.
look better, look bigger, look like the him. I think that's what's happening, right? Of course, my opinion. So edit what to do, and as more and more people in this space have become aware of who you are, especially with this honest envy incident, I at this point will just do a little bit of my part for this particular video because you can't seem to let go of me. A little bit like a
He loves you. You messed him up, man.
like an obsessed ex. Even though I know
You're just too good for him, mr.pokke, and he just can't stop thinking about you. So he has to constantly talk about you every single time.
this will probably never happen. I hope that you can reflect, you can do better, and one day make peace. Not with me,
But with yourself.
not with others around you, but with yourself. Thank you.
Mic drop. Oh my god. This is absolutely beautiful for our king, mr.pokke himself. Oh my god, this is a beautiful year. No, I think he can't do that. Negative edge is a property of EO. Like we can't. Only EO is allowed to have the rights to that. Oh my god, that was an entertaining video. Now I think all I need to do is thank God I remember it, because I was like, currently I'm trading gold on the forex market, and it kind of had a pull down, and it pulled down a lot of money, and that's why I was freaking out, like wondering if I should close the trade. It's luckily still holding, and it probably should go up to 5,000. So that's my take profit. I know this is not, you're not gonna understand what I'm talking about if you haven't traded or don't know what I'm talking about. We need to get to the other videos because there's just so much to cover. But yes, saintontas has been a cancer for the community for over a year, and I think it's rightfully time we start taking down these rats. It started with Gleb Kiev, and I attack. We started attacking Blazion and some others, and I think it's full time. I think it's full time we start taking these content creators down.